Good morning. Right, yes. We will start this right in about 5 minutes time, right? Yeah, so let's know where are you coming from, right? Put a chat box, right? Thank you for attending, right? First of all, right? Thank you for taking the time to learn this dashboard reporting. Yeah. That's where are you from, right? From which state, right? Yeah. And then what you guys have here, right? Let's see. With about 10 people here at the moment, yeah. One more will log in a short while, so yeah. Let's see. Okay, almost there. Okay. Okay, well, we are waiting for the rest of them, right? So let's see if I can ask. Yeah, I'll just let them come in. Good. Okay, welcome to this, right? So yeah, thank you for coming to this Excel data analysis, right? So this okay, I'm the managing directors of Creative Wise and then Bahad, right? So I started um I started as an Excel trainer like, in many years ago, right? But then how do I start the right? Is that oh yeah, is that about 18 years ago, right? I was jobless, and because that then I will have and I find that it's like I'm useless, right? When the time is jobless, right? Today, I'm not sure if some of you are you graduate, right? And then you might find hard to find job, right? So and I find that I'm after job searching for a while for quite some times, right? I find that it's nobody wants me, right? So I find that I'm useless, right? And I'm so clueless, right? So but then an opportunity comes, right? Where finally I landed a job called training consultant, right? And then I become then this opportunity to ask people to that can you train on Excel class, right? And then at that time, right, there's no I couldn't find a job, I couldn't find Excel trainers, and so the time that the directors actually say that, well, in that case, you go and learn and you go into I mean, he asked me that, so can you train? I say, oh, I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't know how to, I don't know what's Excel. So I don't know, right? So I mean, everyone can say I don't know is easy, right? This word is always easy to say. I don't know. But my director say that, right, can you learn? Or I say that, well, I was young at the time. I think that I can learn, right? I can learn. And that's why I pick up the skill, right? And spend time to research and then learning, right? Research and learning. And that's how I become Excel trainer for the very first time, right? See, I was young, right? So how many of you are as young as me, as young as was me like the time, right? So you can do D, right? It's me, right? Yeah, you are young, right? You are young. Back then, right? Back then. Okay. All right, all right. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see. So after this, right, I'll say that, well, from that opportunity, right, I began to improve myself over the time, right? And I began to um, go and take up because I don't know how to train, right? So I go for the time it's called PSMB, right? Then in year 2010, right, I learned how to be a trainer, and it was an intimidating experience, right? So I was somewhere here, right? Yeah. And then since then I start training, right? And next 4 years, right, it's finally landed a job with Bank Megala. I trained them, right? As you can see here, this is happening there, right? I was there, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's 4 times of bachelor's, right? And then I trained, and then fast forward, right? 2019 Bosch, right? And Malacca, and then I was with my dad's speaker, right? Just like now, right? The time all face to face, right? And then in the CSR project, right, in January 2022, right, I developed a macro tools, right, for them to easier to enter the data, right, the CSR project, right. And then for beautiful gate, right, I teach them how to work, right. And then yeah, that was before 2014, right. And then yeah, so 2014, right, again, right. So yeah, that was all these, right? Yeah. I start with one-for-one training, and then slowly grow into more and more training, right? With banks as well, right? Do a sales project or nationwide MIY. This is Malaysia, what do you call it? MIYC, Youth of India Youth Council, right? Yeah. Okay. 2022. All right. um, with Invest KL, and then the leadership training in 22, and yeah, the Star Media 2022, right? Dashboard with Power BI, Aeon Credit, right? I did 33 hours training, right? Yeah. All right. So moving for how may I find that you learn something, right, from my sharing, right? Even this now. What have you learned, right? What have you learned? What's the one thing you learned from this? Yeah, just type into your chat box, right? Yeah, maybe I say that we have, yeah, say Shelly, right? Shelly, what have you learned, right, from my sharing? Or yeah, we pick two people, right? Okay. How about Brenda? Then we have Asmil. Asmil, how about that? Yeah. Okay, thank you, Munira. Right, you have yeah, you have a sharing, right? Don't be afraid to try new things. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Right. Yeah. Yes, right. Today, right, what I'm showing you that after you learn, right, you may not get it completely 100%, right? And and after you learn, right, you can always share it to others, and you can start with, you don't need to start with a lot of people. You start with one, or like, well, we say that here, right? Yeah, I mean, over here, right? At time we start with 1 to 1. That was yeah, from zero. Thank you, Asmil, right? Every day is a learning, right? From zero knowledge to expert. Don't give up, right? Thank you, right? Shirley, right? These are all the, yeah, this is the kind of spirit that you need to have, right? And then now that time we don't have NTW. We there's not much of I mean um opportunity was not there, right? Maybe somebody is asking for the login, right? Just one moment, let's see. Hello. Okay, yeah, indeed, right. So yeah, okay, so um now when you have this is the thing, right? When you have learned this dashboard, right? What do you do with it, right? What do you do with it is the key, right? So and you say that okay, I just bring out an important point, right? Yeah, here. So yeah, that's it, right? So Creatify is a training company, right? So in a short while, we will give you, we will show you how to do what is to this, right? Okay, so we are here to help every Malaysian become 10 times more valuable in their profession. Now, how do you 10 times more valuable? That's the key, right? Is that uh, yeah, after you learn this thing, go and teach others, and you will have 10 times more valuable, right? So can you type the teach in your chat box? Teach. What you learn here, teach others. Yes, that's the goal, right? And then the other thing is that if you are jobless or somehow, right, NTW National Training Week, right, is a great platform for you, right? So, and a company, I mean, government created an opportunity for you, right? So, if you don't know, you build a door, right? And this is my team, right? So it's Hafiz and Faisal Tahil, right? So, so together
Morning,
we
sir.
are.
Morning. Sehat, eh? Sabun, mana? Oh, atas. Oh, eh,
I see.
siap. Okey dah.
Okay,
Okey
let
dah.
me. Okay, okay. So together we have built we have now from now I'm our company is doing all kind of training, right? So remember how I started how I started. Today we are providing training for all over Malaysia, right? So I still do some Excel training, but then we are delivering training long-term relationship with some of the corporate clients, right? So such as Toyota Tires in Kamunting, right? And then Sime Darby. We provide forklift training, all these, right? So, yep, that's it. So I hope that inspired you. And now let's go and see what do you need, right? So if the first thing you need, right, is called the data, right? So you need a data. Let's put that here. So I'm going to put it into your chat box, right? Please download it. And let's see. Yes, that's right, right. Teach, right. Yes, I see some people writing down there. Brenda, yes, teach, right. And Imran, right. Teach, right. Shirley, yes, that's right. Okay, thank you, Nash, right. Thank you, Nuru. Now, talking about teach, right? You don't have to be an expert before you can teach, right? You can, National Training Week is a platform that you can just teach anything that you know, right? You know, is your proven, you tested, right? It works, then just teach, right? And you will get better and better along the time, right? That's how I started as an Excel trainer, right? Okay, so download the file, right? And then we can talk about it. Okay, let me know if you're finished, you have completed download the file, right? Just type done, right? Done. Okay, thank you, terima kasih, Emily, right? Yes, thank you, Ainar, yeah. Yeah, terima kasih. Yeah, Imran, yeah, betul, good. All right, all right. Okay, so in the beginning, right, let's see, so you're going to open the file, yeah? So we just You can make a duplicate copy, right? And then just open the file. I'm opening the file, yeah. All right. Go. Okay, good. So when you open the file, right, in a corporate right setting, you will have data like this, right? Usually it's downloaded from a system. And then from here, now company is interested to know some data that some analyzed data, right? So some analyzed data, right? What does it mean is that, right? First of all, you need to know is that the data, what is the data about? So we can insert a new worksheet, right? And then here, we just copy this column, and then right click here and choose a transpose, right? So this, right, this will help us to understand what is the data set about. Okay, you follow so far, I type F, yeah. If you're not, you let me know. Yeah, we have about 16. Oh, we have 18 of you here, yeah. Okay, repeat again, right? Oh, okay. Thank you, Maslan, right? So it's about that you copy the header, right? Select this first cell here, and then you press Control Shift right key, Control Shift right? And then Control C, copy, right? Copy, and then go to another new worksheet, right? Because you're copying, now you can have the options of transpose. See that? You transpose it, and you get to know that, oh, it's easier, right? Rather than looking at this column by column, right? It's easier for you to see, check on the column header. Of course, right, you can always ask, where do you get this data from, right? So the person will give you this data, right? So you can also get an overview of this, right? So this is it. So basically, we have some sales data. It's not a hash data, it's a sales data. And it has also data about the country, the city, the state, and category, right? Products. So when you have many products, right, you want to categorize it. So why? Because that you want to analyze that how good is your sales, right, according to the category. And then you also have a subcategory. So this is what the company usually have, right? So if you are running an FMCG, right, you want to know which perform well, and then you can make a decision based on data, right? So that is called decision-based data analysis. Okay, when you talk about data, right, like this, right, this is just data, right? It has no meaning until you turn it into information, right? Information is where you can base on that to discuss. So how to do that is that, well, first of all, I want to know, can you tell me how many categories are there in this data set? Put in check box there, right? Can you tell me how many are there? That's data analysis, you know. How many categories? 21? Oh, great. How you know that, right? Let's see here, right? Great. Let's see, is that a word, right? So, I mean, so we can take a guess, right? If it's guessing, if it's not, right? But you can see that all of you get 21, right? Pretty good, right? I'm sure that you might be using Control Shift L to activate this this data here, and then you can go to the category here, and you can start. Hey, no, category only have 3. Subcategory has 21, perhaps. Yeah, this area. Yeah, category has 3, right? So furniture, office, and technology. Thank you, right? So you can see that, right? Yeah, subcategory, right? So, and then in each of the category, there is some subcategory as well, right? So how do we know that each category has how many subcategories? This is also something you want to know, right? So that's why there are Excel function you can use for, right? So if you are using, say, so let's change this to an Excel table first, yeah? Excel table. So to do that, you press Control T, and my table has header. Click OK. Okay, Control T, right? Change it to this as an Excel table. Control T. Then you go to the top. There's a table design, and there's a table name here. We're going to change it to T sales. Yes, the first thing is to turn it into an Excel table. Okay, so next one is that we're going to use okay, so we're going to use the T sales already, right? You can go to the new worksheet here, and let's say I want to know that how many categories are there, right? So how many categories? Well, I can basically use a function called, you might have it, you might not have it, right? It's called a unique function, right? And then I just call out that table name, and then I want to know is the category column, and then enter, and that's how I get my unique. Okay, so that is one of the way I can answer that questions. Now this kind of warm up, yeah. Yeah. If we saw you at yeah, okay, unique. So now if I want to know how many categories, right, not just the label, right, I can actually change that to say count, right? Count, I wrap it with that. Oh, count won't work, right? Because it was a text, right? So so we use count A, right? And that is how you can easily do that as well, right? So count. Now then, how many categories are there in the in that in the subcategory, right? So yeah, we can say it's 21, right? But is it true, right? So we can say now we can check whether is it true, right? We just say that how many subcategory. Okay. So almost the same, right? We can use the same thing, right? So equal count. Let's start with the inner first, right? So we just call it the unique function. And then T cells. And then we have the where is it already? Right, subcategory, right? Subcategory right there. Just pick up that one, then close bracket, and there you go, right? So, well, I have the subcategory right here, and how many of them? But if I want to know, I can just wrap it with the count A. Well, let's see, is that correct, right? Oh yeah, 17, not even 21. Okay, now that is called right? If you know some data, I mean, if you know this, right, you can easily find out what is that, right? It's 17. You don't need to count, right? Yeah, that kind of things. And yes, now we have right Nash, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna find that these things, right, itself, right? You can after you learn, you can actually teach others, right? How many agree? How many think that that is possible, right? If it's possible, just put there possible, right? It's possible to do that. Yeah, thank you. That's right. Okay. Oh yeah, it's here, right? So yeah, besides that, right, we can find out that each category what is the sales like, and but there are much more data that you want to know, right? You see here, the data here, it consists of, let's go back to here. This is just the header, right? We just got it. They renamed the header. It consists of order date. Now this order date, right? Give it a look, right? The order date itself has multiple years of data. You can see here, right? So I want to know, what if I want to know the sales for each of the year? For each of the year. Well, the sales, right, is some should will appear in the sales column. But I want to do a grouping to find out what is the sales. Now, there are many ways, right? The easiest way, right, easier to find out is that using the pivot table, right? So some of you here are using have not used pivot table before, right? You can type 0, right? If you heard Okay, if you never heard of pivot table, you put 0. If you heard of, you put 1. And you're using pivot table day by day, you put 9. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, right? So let's look at that, right? So yeah, okay, right? So yeah, okay, let's run, right? You can start teaching others already, right? Summarize with pivot table, yeah? We just click on this, yeah? So on top there, right, make sure you are going to the table design. There's a button here on the top, right? It's called Summarize with Pivot Table. Can you find that? Right here, right? On top there, there is a Summarize with Pivot Table. So click on that button. And then now you can just go ahead and click on this. You should have a button here, right? Where is it? Oh yeah, right there. And then you choose a new worksheet, and then we click OK. Now, in pure table, it will list out all the table, the header field, right? Just like what we do just now to do the conversion, right? So we now take a look at that. Oh, there are so many. Now, pure table field, right, is divided into 4 parts. So one's filter, the other's column and rows and value, right? So let's say I want to know the total of the sales, right? I just simply click on this sales, and it will give me a value of over this, right? But it's not easy to read, right? This number, right? Isn't that? It's not easy to read. So the moment I click on this, right, it will show this, but then it's not easy to read. So what I do is that I want to put 1,000 separator. To do that, I right click and I choose number format. And then I choose the numbers. I use 1,000 separator, and here decimal point, I change it to 0. Click OK. Okay, again, right click, number format. And I change the number, change to 0, and then click OK. Okay, so it's easier to see that way. Now, the next thing is that I would like to know by year, right? What's the sales like? So I can just simply go for, there are 2 dates, but the one I concern most, right, is called order date. So I click on that order date. It gives me that the total for each years of sales, right? So that is it. 484, each of them, right? It can also subgroup it into by quarters, right? Each of the quarters, what is the sales like, and so on, right? Now, if I'm not interested in all other quarters or months data, right? So I can simply just drag this item out like this, right? So drag the item on the bottom right hand side, right? There's an item there. I just drag it out, and here also months data, quarters, right? So it left with years. Okay, everyone follow so far? How many are excited, right? Yeah. Your first time using pivot table, you can put there excited, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can do this, man. So you can see, right, instantly, right, you can see the data for each year, right? So without looking at this data set, right? So if you've given this data set, right? Oh, thank you, restaurant, right? Now, if you look at this data set here, I can simply say, oh, I'm interested in 2017. I click OK, and then I will look at the sales. I highlight this, and I'll see that, oh, it's 73, right? Right at the bottom here, there is a number there, right? Some people will actually do this, right? Record it data and then put it into here, put into the Excel sheet, right? Type it one by one. Okay. Now that is when they don't use pivot table, right? So that's the thing. So now once you have this data set, right? So what else you can do with this, right? Well, you can also, well, we have that much sales, right? But what is the profit like, right? So we can just go ahead and see whether there's a profit column, right? Yes, we have that. So you can just check on this. Now, when I click on this profit, it will go through the values again one more time. And this time it's looking at examining at just the year 2017, right? What is the profit like, right? So again, it's 93. But if I don't want to see the numbers behind it after the decimal, what I can do is the same step that you showed just now. Just right click, number format, go to numbers, use thousand separators, and this one change to 0 and click OK. There you go, right? It's the same step, right? Okay, so next is that we can also calculate that the sales versus previous years of data. So it means that what is the percentage of growth like? Like, is there a growth, right? Let's say we want to calculate just on the last 2 years, the latest 2 years, right? So we can change that to say, now if I click on here, it will show me get pivot data here, right? If you want, you can, right? Another way you can do is that you type B7, which refers to this cell, and then you divide by the this cell here, B6, right? So the current year's data, the latest current year's data, and then divide by the previous year's data, and then minus 1. Then you will see that the growth is 20%. And you can go ahead, change that percentage style as this, right? So change the percentage style. Okay. The next one is that is the profit versus previous year about the same. You just need to drag this there, right? So yeah, out of the sales, right, the profit is about 14% out of this. So I didn't say it's net profit or gross profit. Even different data set, even better. Okay, next one is that now, if I not only interested in the yearly sales, and I'm interested in that, say by category, So the sales is one thing, but if it's category, what is sales? What's the sales like? Well, I can simply go to the category here and drag it into the columns. Oops. Well, I have some data here. That's why it doesn't allow me to, right? So maybe I'll just drag it here for us for a moment, right? Just drag it here. And then next, I just drag it to I drag the category to the columns. And now give me that the sales for each of these year, right? And what's the sales like for each of these category? Okay, simply just drag it here. If you don't need the profit, you can just remove it. But you can do something like this. So you can see that. Drag it here, drag there. Now there is a risk, right? If you use the earlier method, right, you can see now it's referring to B7. It's still referring to B7, B6, but then the meaning is different. It's not talking about last year, this year, right? It's giving some data that's not so clear. So now the thing is that when you create a dashboard, right? After you created the pivot table, don't change the layout anymore, right? So only then you start counting, right? Otherwise you will encounter this kind of issue, right? Okay, so let's drag this back, and I'll just look at my profit data here. Yeah, profit data is right here. Okay, so I'll just drag it back to here. So I'm referring to this, and then the other will be the same, right? Yeah, unchanged, right? So yeah. Okay, so once I've done this, right, now I'm interested in one particular category. To do that, I can still do is the category I can drag into the filters field here. And then it will have a new item here that you can pick, right? Choose this item and say, I'm only interested in the furniture sales, right? And then this is how you get, right? So the furniture sales is not doing quite well, right? As you can see, right? There is no profit. Oh no, there is it's not no profit, but it's a highly depreciated, highly affected, right? So let's say office supply, right? We have the change, right? Okay, there's 13%. And then we have technology and so on, right? So every time you change to a different category, you change by using this filter, right? So now another way to create this, right, is to remove this category. And then what I do is that I go to the pivot table analyze tab, and then I choose the insert slicer. So I click on that insert slicer, and I pick what I call that category, right? So it's right there, category. So click OK, and that's how I created something like a filter, but it's called a slicer. See, click on that, it will give you the kind of data you're interested to see. Okay, so I give you some time to write down some notes. Right, I have done this here. I'll do a recap, right? So 1 minute, right? And I see you again in 1 minute time. Thank you. Okay. So next one is that Now, if I want to add another slicer, okay, beside the category, I'm also interested in a segment, right? So to do that, again, I can go to pivot table and then choose insert slicer and insert a segment, right? So that is another way to insert the segment, right, category. Um, the other way is that you can go to the pivot table fields here and then choose the item called, you can search for it. Yeah, either you can search for it segment, and then you can see that this is an item there. Then you right click and choose add as slicer. This is also another possible way you can use. Okay, right click and then add to slicer. There you go, right? Nice, yeah. Thank you, Nesh. Yeah. Yeah, something new. Nesh says, right, this is something new learn, right? Yeah. Okay, along the way, you will find something new on how to develop creating your dashboard, right? So these are some of the ideas, right? Now, next one is that we're going to copy this pivot table, right, and do some modification. I can adjust the slicer first, right? Let's see here. Okay, so just copy this. Before that, right, I need to change this back, number format. I change it to that number format. Oh, wait. Okay, right click. Let's see if I can do one more time. All right, number, use 1,000 separator, put 0, and we click enter. Okay, okay, that's it, right? So we have this number here. Now, next thing is that just Control A to select the whole table, right? Select the whole table and then put it below, right? Just below it, and then put there as well, we just call it a table 1, 2, and 3, right? Because you have read 1, right? 2, yeah, table 2. And then, well, this table 1, this table 2, right? So now we're going to change here a little bit, right? Instead of, now why we do this, right, is that we don't need to go through the process of creating pivot table again, right? Click here, click there, right? So we just copy and paste, right? However, in this, I want that, oh, one more thing is that, um, oh, is that right? I can actually do a filter, right? Without seeing all this data here, right? So what I do is that I will just go back here and change to, say, I drag years to the columns. And then the profit, I want to remove it. So I just want to show the sales, right? So I drag this item out, right? The profit, I still drag it out for those who are new to pivot table. This is what I do, right? And the next is that you see the way I organize the data. Now it's vertically, but I want to horizontal. So I just drag it to the columns. Look at that. Okay. Next thing is that I also want to remove the this item here. I just click on this and then pick up 2 years of data. Right. So click on this filter to put these 2 years data. Okay. So next, I would like to analyze it by the all the type, right? Accessories, all these, right? So what is that called? It would be okay. Let's see. Yeah. So Okay, so it should call the subcategory. Subcategory is right here. So I'm looking at this here. I'm just dragging the subcategory to the rows area. So yeah, so when I click on this, I notice that this pivot table is created out of this pivot table. So that's why when this slicer, right, is now controlling both of them. You see that this and this are controlling both. Okay, now if I want, whenever I change this slicer here, right, I don't want this to change. Can this be done, right? So I mean, if I don't want this to be done, to change, right? So see here, now I change, right? So, but then I don't want to change. So if that's the case, right, what you can do is you select the pivot table, go to pivot table analyze, and then choose filter connection right here. Now notice that this pivot table, the copied pivot table, right, is also connected to these two slicers. If I uncheck the segment, let's say I uncheck the segment. So when I uncheck this segment, right, see what happened, yeah? I click on this. Does this value change? Still remain 26,000, 26,000, 26,000, right? So that is what it means, right? If you have a filter connection, right? So if you uncheck this item, it will disconnect that connect the relationship between this slicer and the pivot table. So I will just remain it to have this just to let you know that you can do something like this. Okay. Next, we also want to remove the. Oh, okay. Thank you, Nash. Right. So go to the pivot table analyze, click on filter connection, right? And then here, this is where you can uncheck this item, right? So yes, I give you a minute, right, to maybe write down some notes. Oh, thank you. I like the question from Rezwan, yeah, to double confirm. So filter connections, right? So filter connection allows slicers to focus on which table. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, after you have this, right? So let's say I have this here already. Now, just based on this, right? Before that, right, I want to do some sorting, right? So here, I want the value that's highest go to the top, right? So in that case, I click on this and I choose more sort option. Now I can sort by alphabet, but that will be meaningless, right? Because customer, I mean, if you go for printing, yes, you want to print sort by alphabet. But then if you say that on dashboard, right, or your boss, right, they want to know is what is the highest sales, what is something that they want to deal with first, right? So we go to the more sort option and choose descending descending option, and then based on the subcategory, no, based on the sum of sales. Okay, so again, sort, descending, sum of sales, right? Click OK. Now notice that the storage is the one that sells the most, right? If I do a corporate segment, we will know that, oh, it's a storage, right? And then in category of these, right? So if I say I want everything, right, it's just unfilter the category. And we look at that is that in the corporate segment, right, it is that they sell most, right, in chair, home office is food, and consumer. Now, this itself, right, is miniature of dashboard because what dashboard want to do is that they want to give you the data in the shortest, the information that you most concerned, right, in the shortest period of time, right? So just click on this, you can get it just a few click away. Okay, next, I also would like to remove this grand total. Now to remove this grand total, I can simply right click here and say that to have it grand total, sorry, right click here, remove grand total right there. Remove, right click on this column here, remove grand total. There you go, right, done. Okay, okay, I guess that's about it, right? Oh yeah, the other thing is that sometime, if you take a closer look here, I have more than 10 items, but if I only interested in the top 10, how can I do that? The top 10. There is also a feature that you can use for like get top 10, yeah? So, okay, so do that, you click on the row labels again one more time, and then say value filters, and then you choose top 10. Again, all right, value rows label, there's a drop down here, click on the value filters and click on top 10. And then here we change it to dot top 10 items, right? Click OK. And there you go, right? So this is, they will always look at the top 10, right? And not the last 10, right? So you see here, easier to see, right? So if it's less than 10, of course, it will show whatever is the top there, yeah. Yeah, we have done the, so far, we have learned the pivot table, how to create pivot tables, and then say how to do a filtering, how to do a sorting, right? Using these more sort options, filtering, you get top 10s, right? You can also do others filter, right? By something like a by equals as well, right? By equals to certain value, right? You can check on that. Yeah. Okay, which version? Mine slightly. Okay, just about how to do that top 10. Oh, thank you, Leswan, right? So yeah, thank you for your feedback. I appreciate that, right? So uh yeah, okay, top 10. What version Excel? Nash one, okay. So my version is the latest, right? It's 365. But then if you are slicer all this, right, should be okay one, right? What's the thing that you're different? If it's 2010, right, it's still compatible also, right? Not so much. Not so much change, right? Unless you're using 2017, right? Yeah. So next one is that I'm going to copy this and then put it just beside it. Of course, you can put anywhere else, right? Oh, also change the worksheet name to workings. Okay, this time, right, we want to add a second okay, and it's about the same. It's just that we don't compare it. It's still the last 2 years of data to compare, but then we don't want it to compare by the subcategory. Instead, I want it to be city, right? So what I do is that I remove this item, I drag the city into the rows area. All right, yeah, rows area. Again, I would like to go for selecting just top 10 items, value filters. Do the same, right? Sort option, sort, descending by the sum of sales. The sorting is the same. Click OK. And next is value filter. You go to top 10. And then you go for this, right? Just pick the first one, right? There are other options, right? There are items, the percentage, and some, right? each has its own usage, just to let you aware there is this option, right? Okay, now next thing is that now notice that here, right? This column width here, right? Now let's say I change like this, right? I become nice. And the moment I click on this, notice that the column width will change, right? Accordingly. But if you don't want that to change, right? What you can do is that after you change the column width, right? You want to disable that. You can do so by right click on the filters and then click on the pivot table and you choose pivot table option. And then here you can click uncheck this auto fit columns with auto fit. You don't need this. So click OK. Okay, when I've done this, right, now notice that this pivot table, the column width will not change. See, it will not change. However, the other pivot table still remain changing, right? Let's say here, see here, I click on this, it will adjust itself, right? But if you don't want this, right, again, same thing, right? You can just right click and say pivot table options and check this auto filter column. You can do the same, right, for the subsequent table as well, right? Auto fit. Okay, you say my right click. Next is showing something like this. My right click. What is it? You my right click. Oh, I got you right. I see, I see. When you right click here, right? The column that you, thank you for the questions, right? So when you right click here, if you right click on the rows area here, this is the rows area, right? When you right click, you will get the same thing. But if you right click here, it will be different. You have the pivot table option. Well, I think you have, right? You also a pivot table option. What do you get? Let's see. What do you want? Let's see, filter. Right, depends on which column are you referring to when you right click on the values, different contextual menu. The same goes with here. Okay, so we done this already. Now let's go to the last. I mean, not the last, right? It's just that okay. Now this tree table is controlled by these two um two slides. Okay. The next one we will see how to disconnect the filter connection. So we will take a 7 minutes break, right? So it's good for you to write your own notes, and then if you have questions you can ask. And I see you at 11 o'clock, right? So I hope you learn something useful, right? If you find useful, you can type useful there, right, in your chat box. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Nash. Right, yeah. Oh, thank you, Nuru. Thank you, Shirley. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Imran. Very useful. Thank you. Right. Thank you. Thank you, Yusuf. Okay, thank you, Rizwan. Thank you, Brenda. Right. Great, 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 great. Thank you, Asmir. Thank you, Aina. Right. I see you at 11 o'clock. Right. So it's good that you take a break. Right. So see you. Okay, thank you. Welcome back, right? So, how many of you have seen this Excel formula guide already, right? You can type one, right? Type one. If you have seen, you already got this. Or you say, if you don't know, right? You say, hey, I don't have, right? Then type zero, right? It's just wonder. Okay, Imran don't have. That's just a strange thing, yeah. You can have a link here, and then you don't have this, yeah. Okay, okay. One moment, right? So I give you this thing here, right? And this thing. Okay. So Excel is very comprehensive, right? So I have you have sometimes you can use Excels. I mean, you can use pivot table. Sometimes you will use the Excel functions, right, to deliver the different data analysis, right? Because the whole course is called data analysis, right? So you may not use pivot table all the time, right? So there are other functions that you can use how to control the dates and time, right? Extract data from date and time, like an end of month things, right? So find time function, yeah, if function as well, right? Later on, right, if the time permit, right, we will have show you how a dashboard can use the if function to deliver that as well, right? So there is also a nested. There are many other ways to achieve this, right? So if then you have also VLOOKUP, right? So some people when they if you are still fresh grad, right? So you can people ask you, do you use VLOOKUP, right? So well, if you say yes, then well this guy then yeah, good, right, to use it. Then there's also here now altogether this is all normal Excel, right? But then in Excel 365, like the one I just showed you is a unique function, right? As and when you need, right, you can also adapt, put some of this analyzed data, right, into the dashboard, right? If you find it useful, right? So there are also like this here, and there is also sequence, right? So these are concepts, but when you combine one function to another function, you will find that it's too amazing, right? So there's words, I can't use a word to describe it, right? So like a pivot table, right here, we can also instantly create a pivot table without going to the click here, click there, right, to achieve that as well, right? So yeah, this is one. You can see that here, pivot file for about this here. Then there is also another hashtag Excel 365. Yeah. Yeah. So I think some of you seen it, right? So some of you not, right? So is there anyone here interested to have this here? Does it mean one people have it, right? Who want it, right? Type I want. I want. Just type I want. Okay, thank you, Lesra. Right. So those who type I want, right? Can you help me to also share this, right? If you have LinkedIn, you help me to share it on your LinkedIn also, right? I give you this thing, you share it to your LinkedIn. Is that okay? Okay, and make sure you tag me, please, right? You tag me, right? So my LinkedIn, give you it here, the LinkedIn. Right? So thank you, Imran, right? Maslan, right? Okay, good. Okay, this is my LinkedIn. Yeah, you can tag me, right? I think maybe I don't know how to tag. Okay, maybe you can tag, right? So, here, right? So, don't worry, you recommend with someone, right? If you tag me, right, you are really recommend with somebody that is really into Excel, right? So, we have many recommendation, right? I received many recommendation 23. If you want, you can type this up also, right? So like a senior manager, sales and me, right? Our land, right? So yeah, these are all real case study, right? So all right, yes, okay, yes. You can see, let's see again. Yeah, done already. Okay. All right, you can download this, right? And then after this, you can share it to your LinkedIn, right? Tag me as Ken Lao Chiyo. Okay, let's continue, right? I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful that you're willing to to receive this gift from me, right? It takes years to actually create this Excel formula guide, right? And then I really thank you, right? For all my teachers, right? There is many teachers that make this happen, right? Because that how to design the guide, right? Is also learned from another teachers, by the one it is about what Irvin Ho, Irvin Ho, yeah, yeah. He's the one that first taught me how to create use PowerPoint in a different way, yeah. All right, let's see. Let's come back here to the dashboard. Dashboard. Yep. Okay, you can download from the chat box there, right? Okay, now let's look at the next one. Right? Is that okay, we will done close this. Okay, so now we're going to copy this this two table here. Okay, again. Okay, I call this table one, yeah, table one and two. Okay, so this is table one and two, and I want to copy this both of this table. So to do that, let's just check these two items. So I copy this whole and paste it. We do a spacing of four rows and paste it here. Okay, and then we just call it name table one, two, right, and then change it to table say 3 and 4. All right, 3, table 4. Okay, so now I copy this to here, right? And if I click on this here, these will change just like the one above, right? Here also change, right? See, both change, right? This and this are at the moment are the same. It's all controlled by that table here. So how can I not allow this table 3 and 4, right, not be affected by this slicer, right? What should we do? What should we do? Yes, thank you, Nash. Right. Yes, right. Give a hand to Nash. Right. Yeah. Great, great, great. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Right. Yeah, I want to just type it disconnect, right? So yeah, I give you some time, right, to disconnect it, right? So I want these two Excel table 3 and 4, right, to be disconnect from this two slicer, right? Both of them, I don't want it to be affected by this two, right? Because it's copy, right? Okay, I give you a minute to disconnect. All right, so we're going to say, yeah, going to disconnect it by going to filter connection, right? Just uncheck these two items. Same goes to here, filter connection, uncheck these two items. That's how I uncheck this, yeah. And next, I want to add a slicer segment to this table 3 and 4. Again, how do you do that? How do you add a slicer to control this table 3 and 4, right? Again, 1 minute. Let's see how you do it. Yeah, thank you, right, Nash, right? Yes. All right, so do that, right, is that you can choose two-way, right? One is to click on the pivot table and then choose insert slicer, right? The other way is that you can, if you couldn't find the segment, right, then you can search for it on the here, right, segment. See, that is one, right? Otherwise, if you find the item, you just simply right-click and then choose add as slicer. Okay, when I first become a trainer at the time, right, Excel trainer, right? Remember my story. I was like, well, while I'm doing the training, right? At one point, my student actually asked me, right, as like this, right? So, when I click on this pivot table, and it couldn't find that pivot field pane here, right? So I was so new in Excel, right? So it's like, how to do this? I click here, click there, and you all don't have a wow. You know how I feel at the time, You know how I feel? I was the one that stand in front of it, right? Teach Excel. I like, what? I couldn't find that things. So how do you, if you were me, right? How do you feel, right? I was like, can I find the things, man? Right. Well, when that happened, right, I actually say that, okay, if this is something wrong, it must be Excel problem, right? So what I do is I ask a student, right, go and close the Excel file. Oh, thank you, Lenzua, right? You feel me and see, right? So I say, go and close the Excel file, right? And then see, and then you open again, right? See whether it's come back again, right? And say, no, after you open this, no, it's still not right. Sir, no, not yet. I say, oh, I see, right? Maybe you restart your whole Excel, right? Reset the whole computer. After restart, oh, still cannot. I was like, hey, what should I do, man? But I say I come back to you, right? I say I come back to you. Is that well, actually, right? You just need to right click and choose the very last item. Still show view list. And there you go, right? This is it, right? But the thing is that I don't know. When I first started, right, I really don't know a lot of things, right? So I mean, every master, right? What I want to share with you is that every master was once a disaster, right? It's so embarrassed, It's what I mean. Everyone was once in that stage before, right? So I mean, nobody's just learn and then wow, the 1 day, 2 day become a very sangat bagus dalam tu, right? No, right? Now, proficient, no, it's not, right? It's just that, right? If you have learned this, well, okay, no, just do it again, right? Now, same goes to this dashboard training, right? I prepared it 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks ago, right? 2 to 3 weeks ago. Yeah. When I first learned, I was like, this is so hard, right? It is so hard. Yeah. So I just watch it again and again, right? So until I get understand, right? Okay. So now you can see that here, right? So I can come back with this here. Same thing here. We have we can add a slicer segment here. Right click, add the slicer, right? Okay. I I already add. Okay, then I don't need that. All right. So now I have this second table here, table 4, right? I want this table 4, right? I want this table 4 to be to connect to this slicer as well. How can I do that? Well, how to do that? Another thing is that I might forget. Okay, so how to connect that, right? Is that again, you can go back to your this here. I want to connect to this segment, right? But this segment, I have 2 segments. So which segment should I connect? How do I know? Well, one way is that we give them a name, right? Otherwise, that 2 table will be the same, right? How do I know the slicer is that the name is go to the slicer? Slicer tab on the top, and you see the slicer setting. Click on that slicer setting. Yeah, this is it, right? And then, this is the name of it, but I want to call it segment table. Okay, so I can, if you want, I can just put that segment 3 as well, a table 3. Right, segment table 3. So the slicer, this slicer is called segment table 3. Okay, so I click OK. And as for this segment here, click slicer setting, it will just show as segment. So now I know that this is called segment and this is segment table 3. Okay, so now with that, I will go to the upper do, right? Select this table 4, right? And go to the pivot table analyze and then click filter connection. Now, filter connections, I can look at this here now. So now I can ask, I can see, right, Rizwan, I can see that, like, which slicer should I connect to, right? So I have 2 segments. Yes, the caption is both a cat segment, but then I'm interested in this. So I know that this is called, I already given a name called segment table 3. So yes, I'm selecting this item here. So this is what it means that when you want to connect this. Okay, so now I connect this here, and should I change it? Okay, you can see that here. Both of this table 3 and 4, right, is connected by this segment. And if I change this on the top one, this segment here, it should not change. Yeah, it not change. These 2 slicer control these 3 table. This slicer control these 2 table. Okay, so there is a new way to use your slicer. Thank you. That's one, right? Yeah, appreciate your feedback. Yeah, good, Nash, right? Thank you, right? So let's see from others, right? Let's see. Do we have others? Very good, right? Ching Ching, right? Oh, you remember me? You remind me my old time friend called Ching Ching, right? She was in the laboratory one, right? She probably not you, right? Okay. Okay, and then we have I think Murina is here also, right? Yeah. How about Hazik? Hazik Hamidon. Yeah. So far, yeah, can follow, right? Hazik Hamidon can follow. You type F, please. 回天. Okay, good. Yeah, can follow you. Okay, I guess you. Thank you, Hazik. Yeah. Okay. Okay, wonderful, right? Now we have table 3, right? And then the next one is that we're going to create the fifth table, table. But then I want to show you that another way, right, to create pivot table. So let's go here. Oh yeah, I think you just press alternate. When you come to this table, right, you press alternate key, right? And then you look at there is the table design. You can press JT, right? It will come to this tab here, and then when you want to choose this option, you can press the V, and we will create a pivot table. In other words, right, if you want to create a pivot table faster, you can press alternate JT, right, and then press V. Right, it applies to any other ribbon as well, right? And then I go for, instead of going to new worksheets, I'm going to click existing worksheet and then click locations. Then I choose my working worksheets, and I space for 4 rows. Then I click OK. Okay, this will be our 5th table, and I'll call it chart 1. Okay, I think I missed one thing here, right? Chart 1. We'll just continue on chart 1, yeah? Chart 1. Okay, so now we have this. This time we will compare it by year and by quarter. So again, we look at the sales, and then the order date. And I'll just uncheck these 2 items here. Okay. Yeah. And I would like to arrange this data in a little bit different, right? So at the moment, this format is called outline from layout, but there is a way to change it, right? So that it will become like a table. So whenever you have a multiple items in the rows, right, you become, the default is this, but you can change it by going to Design tab, and then you choose the report layout, and then click on Show in Tabular Form. So you can see here. Next, I also want to right click here, choose Expand Entire Field, and expand to quarters. Right click, choose Expand to quarters. Okay, next one is that I can look for quantity, right? Check on this quantity. Yeah, now I have, I'm going to have it, both of these value here, right? Now, the next thing is that I also want to not allow it to change the column width, right? So right click, pivot table options, and I look at auto fit column, right? And check this item. So click OK. Then goes to here, yeah. Okay, thank you, Nash, right? I'm waiting for, yeah, I'll wait you, right? Thank you for your response, yeah, wait. How move the quarters, the next column, right? Yeah, that's the one, right? We're talking about, right? So click on this here, go to the Design tab, and then you choose report layout, and then you click Show in Tabular Form. So make sure you're selecting the table, yeah. Got it right. Great. Yeah, just like let's demonstrate the grand total, right? If you want to remove, you can, right? Yeah, up to your situation, right? I don't remove it. I didn't remove it because it was not there at all. You only have the grand total, right? If it's like this case, right, in table 3, right, you have data in the, no, you have a field in the columns area. So if you don't have, you don't, right? Let's see, right? If I drag my quarters, right, into the columns, and you will see that there is an additional column called total sum, right? This total sum column. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's okay. You can just keep it there, right? This grand total, you can keep it. Right. If you don't want, oh, it's okay, right? It's okay, and right click and choose what called remove the grand total. Right. Yeah, I can remove the grand total if you want to. Yeah. Okay, next. We're going to calculate the price, right? So I have this amount here, and then I have this quantity. So how much is the price like, right? So although it's not much quite makes sense, right? But then let's just see here. Now I'm going to do some calculations, right, for the based on the sales and the quantity. So just link like this here, A for the egg, okay, A for the egg, enter, and here equal B for the egg. Okay, so that's it, right? And then I'll just drag it down. My same goes to here. I can just drag it here. I'll get this value here. Basically, it's just a link cell concept, right? So linking from here to here. Okay, for this first 3 column. So I give you a minute to first. Okay, great. Now, next one is equal. Click on this, divide by D48, okay, and enter. And double click to copy this formula down. So I would say that I need to do some formatting here, just number format, like what we did earlier, right? Number, this doesn't separator, click OK. It will be easier for me. Oh, I think here also same, right? So I can just do some thousand separator. Yeah. And then here I give them a name called sales, and this is price. Okay. Next, I'm gonna I will highlight this first 3 column. Before that, I want to remove this 0 here. Necessary. So just highlight this area here. And I go to my insert tab, choose a column chart like this. Okay. So highlight these 3 column, including the header, and then choose a to the column. Next, I want to insert also a additional line for this chart here. Well, to insert additional chart, I would just go to this right click here and then say, where is it? Select data. Right. Once you created this here, based on this, right, created a chart, right? Now you right click on the chart and then choose select data. And here, I want to add the additional series, right? A series right into the chart. To do that, I click on the add. I click on the sales, the series name is called price, and all the series of value is right here on this column. So 48 to 63, right? This is the column, right? And then click OK. And then click OK. And notice that there's not much change, right? It's still about the same, right? No, not much change. Now that is, but that's okay, right? Let's see what's the next step is that you right click on the chart. And this time you click on change chart type. Okay, I pause a moment, right? So that too fast, right? Yes, thank you, Cash. One more time. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm glad you guys have a feedback, right? So because I'm watching your guys chat, you know. Yeah, highlight that. And then go to the insert, go to column, and then click on this cluster column chart. Yeah, this is it, right? Then next one is that what I do is that I would yeah, this is how I created, right? And then right click and choose select data. Click add. The add buttons is in the pop-up, right? Add buttons right here, add. So in these two view, delete this first, okay? So it will be empty. Yes. The series name, oh, okay. So cannot delete this. Okay, cannot. Okay. So then we do the reverse one. So select the series value, right? It will be here. Okay. All right. I'm not sure will it cause a it does. All right, it cause a restart. Things does happen like that, right? Okay, let's see. Okay, it's restart already. Okay, I'm glad it's still there. Okay, let's see. Okay, we highlight these two, right? So this is it, right? And then, oh yeah, just right click and choose select data. Add series name. And then only you remove the value and choose this. Okay, it should be this format, right? So series name is referring to the price, the tag, right? And then the series name value is all the data points that represents price, right? So click OK and click OK. Okay, next. How about Haziq? Press 1. Clear, thank you. Let's run, right? Oh, by the way, your certificate, right? You will get it well, maybe in few days time, right? So you don't have to text me again, right? Yeah. Okay, the series name, yeah. The series name is this cell here, price. Yeah, you can always check back, right, by going to select data and look at that. That's a price, right? See, that's a price. I use that. We're going to sell here and this. These are the two. Okay. Next is that we're going to right click on this and change chart type. Right click and change chart type and then choose combo. And then click on the secondary axis. Get the combo and here line. Okay, so this is called combo chart, right? So this is very common, right? When you see other data analysis, right? Common and easy to understand, right? So two chart in this one chart in the one single chart, yeah. Two type of chart type. Okay, so secondary axis is referring to this. So for the price, right, is chart on against the secondary axis. This is the primary axis. So there you go, right? So when I change the segment here, oh, this does not change to here. Okay, it does not. Because this chart, right, is created fresh one, right? So this pivot table chart is created fresh. It does not connect to any segment. Okay. So next is that okay. So we will copy this pivot table again. Just modify a bit only, right? So copy this, and then I put it into here. Again, 4 rows or 3 rows, okay, right? Just copy and paste, right? And then now we change it to, instead of all this here, we don't need so much, right? So we don't need the quantity, nor the years and the quarters, also no need, right? I just need the state right here. Okay, so next is that I can do a sorting. Okay, I'll give you, actually sort it, right? Just do a sorting, right? Go on this, sorting it. Yeah, sort. Is any sort it here? Okay. Okay. Hmm. So again, right, we're going to give them a name here. This is the for chart number 2, right? Later on, we'll see what does that really mean. Okay. Next is that we will have a state sales, right, equal to A68, like what you do earlier. Okay, copy this here and copy this towards the very end. Yeah, it's right here, right? So this is the where the arrow is. Again, I give you a minute. When you're done, you type done, right? Wow, time flies. Sure, silly, right? Send you again, just one moment, right? My Welcome, Lee, right? Okay, next one is that we'll go to create the last chart, right? It's going to be called the top 10 column chart, right? So we'll count here to count until the top 10 items, right? Somewhere here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, right here. So this is the things that we are interested in, top 10, okay? Okay, so highlight this, put the label here, go to insert column. Again, it's just a simple 2D column chart will do. Okay. Now the next one is that we're going to connect this to a slicer, right? So both of these, right, will need to connect to slicer, right? So again, it will be called the segment, but it's a chart, right? So again, select this item, right click on the segment, choose add a slicer. Add a slicer, right? So this is it. Just click on this consumer. So corporates. So you can see that here, right? It's changing. Now, again, now altogether I have 3 segment slicer, right? So if I want to differentiate, right? This segment is not the segment for table 3, right? So to do that, I will go to the slicer, change the slicer setting, and the name here I give them called chart. Segment for chart, right? So click OK. So that's how I created a segment, a slicer for segment. So it will change accordingly. The chart will change, right? And I want this uh, this top 10 by state, right? Also connected to this, right? To do that, go to the filter connection. And then here, change it to, okay, I want this pivot table to connect to the segment slicer, which is for the chart itself, right? So I click on this here. Okay, this connect to the chart because both of these are, this pivot table is created for the chart. So we control by this segment chart. Okay, good. So so far, everyone follow? Thank you, let's run. Thank you, Maslan, right? Now we're going to click so yeah, thank you, right? So what is it a dashboard likes, right? Is that you want to show the most important information at a glance, right? So it's like a blink of the eyes, right? You can see that words, that numbers, right? So if you look at the working here, right? Our total sales, right, is here, right? But this out of all this number here, so many, right? How can I see this current sales total easier? One way is that you can go to here, create another worksheet called dashboard, and then I want it to show it in a text box. To show in the text box, you create an insert a text box. Insert a text box just like that, right? So you can say I create round rectangle Friday. See, create a rectangle, right? Now, besides drawing a rectangle in Excel, rectangle is you can use it to create buttons. you can use it to create hyperlink, right? So beside that, yeah, here I want to link it to the value of this cell here. So how to do that? Let's do it by pressing Control F2 key, and then press equal sign. Look at the formula bar here. I have an equal sign. Now, once I have this, I click on the working sheet, and then here I want to refer to B7. So if I click on here, it will show me the get something right there, right? The get period data, but I don't need that. So instead, I'll just put B7, referring to column B, row 7, and enter. And I got the value here already, right? And I want to make it bigger. I can use the chart here. You can change the color. Okay. However, even though I can see a glance, but what is this 110,000, right? If you need to know that, you will go back to workings and you see that, oh, it's a series for 2017, right? So which is the current year. So instead of that, switch to the working, I give them a label. So that's why I go to insert a text box. Again, a text box somewhere here, a text box, just click on this here, drag outside, and you type in sales latest year, right? And then you put it here, change the color to white. Shape, you change it to no outline. So you can see that you can change a lot of colors that you like, right? So let's say you want maybe a gray color. Hey, sorry, not the shape outline. It's the shape fill, right? You can use something like this, or the gray color, or the green color. Now this makes more sense, right? So I have 100,000, right? This is the latest year's data. Okay, so I'll give you a minute to create this. Okay, so yep, let's see what is the next thing, right? So now this is just one way to create this right. If you copy this one, any value that you find that the company are most interested in to know, right? So if you develop a dashboard for this is sales, right? But then if you develop a dashboard for operation, right, you will ask them that, hey, what are those numbers? Basically it's called a key performance index, right? Those numbers that you concern most, right? If you talk about digital marketing, right, then you have how many leads, right, that you receive every single day. Yeah, that is or the whole year itself, right? That is a bigger picture, right? So that is this is something you want to look into it, right? So I show you because of time issue, right? I will show you that how is the final dashboard looks like. You can see that see where's the complete one. Yeah. Yeah, so can you see? This is called dashboard. What you are doing just now, right, is like here. So the last few step, right, is about to make it nicer, right, and then put the slicer here, and then you can choose this. It's almost done, right? Can we see that it's almost done? Can you see that what you have gone through? The hardest part you have completed. Right, give yourself a hand first, right? You are some way completed 70%, right? Yeah, thank you, Nash, right? Let's run, right? Thank you. Muhammad, yeah, thank you. Right, Maslan, yeah. Okay, so if any one of you here are looking for a job, right? Or you're looking for intern in the shop while, right? Next time, right? You can put your link in here so that other people, I mean, some of you here, right, are working, already working at now, right? So they may say, yeah, I can recommend you, right, as a link, as an intern or what, right? How did the top 10 and bottom 10 radio button did, right? Oh, okay, okay. So this is more complex than what you can think of, right? Do right is that there is it's actually working here that if I change this to here, right? Let's see here, I change to 1, right? And look at this, look at this, it will change. See, very cool, right? Not only that, right? The words are actually changed, right? Yeah, I see that lowers and here, right? Okay, so to do that, right, you want to change it to we just need an Excel 365, right, Nash, right? So we say here, it's actually a switch function that you can use, and also sorting, right? Sorting. So what is sorting about, right? Okay, sorting, yeah. Since you asked that, okay, let's see. Wow, short eye, yeah, Nash, right? So let's go to the here, right? So in your working here, right? We already have the data like this. So this whole data, right? So now there is this, but I want to instantly sort it by ascending or descending, right? So the bottom, right? So if it's a descending, right, will be top 10, right? But then if it's ascending, it will become this differently, right? So okay. So you're going to use the equal sort, okay? And then you just give them a name, a label right here until the very end. That's why we have this list here. Okay. And then, so we'll ask you for 2. Okay, where is it? 2. Okay. So before that, right? You see the 2, right? Wait, moment. Oh, okay. We change the setting here. That comma, put 2. Supposed to be there. Okay, let's just put equal short. Control Shift down, Control Shift right. But then I still need to change it to back here. Then comma. Okay, yeah, put 2. Yeah, okay. Basically, sort index order, right, is where if you are one, right, it's kind of forgot. 2. Oh, 2 is actually the second. It's sort based on the sales column, right? So 2 is the second column means, right? So then comma, you might not be able to see that, right? So then here, I can change it to 1 or -1, right? So then it's false and enter, and yeah, something like this, right? Sort 1. Okay. Let's copy this. Just come over here. Check box there. Put it there. Okay. Okay, that's a sorting, right? Now, if you want to change the one, right, to something else, right, like and this is the bottom ascending. But if you change it to -1, right, it become a descending order. Okay. Now, if you want to change the putting the bottom, all these things, right, you will need yes, you need a developer tab, and then you insert an option buttons. Right, show you how it looks like, right, and then here we just change it to say top 10. Okay, and then I also put another one. This time I change it to bottom 10. Okay, so I just have two of these. Now, I will connect it to a value here to store this value, right? To do that, right click on the radio button and then choose format control. And then cell link to this cell here, click OK. And just click on this here one, and this will be 2. So when it's 1, right, I want it to be in a top 10, right? So that means it's in order, in a descending order, right? So in the descending order, right, in descending order, it will be -1, right, descending order. Now, when I get to bottom to a 10, right, I want it to be in, we change it to 1. But I don't want to change this, what I call it, I don't want to change it manually, right? I want it to be controlled by these two buttons. Now, how to do that? That's where you want to use, we can use the Excel 365 function called switch, right? And then I select this cell here. I check whether is it 1. It's like the if function, right? It's just that it can organize the if function more appropriate, right? So, but the 2, and I put like this here. So this will be 1, and this will be negative. So let's see here, right? So you can see that this data here will change accordingly already, right? So the whole thing is, it will become like this switch. So I'll put it here. Okay. Yeah, this is about the how to do the switching, right? So later on, you can move this switch right back to here, so that when this chart, right, is controlled by this switch function. Thank you, Nash, right? Yeah. Okay, you can do a switching, right? Thank you, right? So now see, yeah, let's go back to the final, right? It will be something like this, right? So, okay. So if you want to change this, right, there are still other future little elements that you need to go through, right? Because of time issue, right? So I can't continue here. So for those, you can still okay. Let's see. Yeah. So I hope you learned something useful today. And once again, right, thank you. And you can write some, what's the 3 things you learned from this training, right? Before that, right, you don't know one, but now you know one. Okay, what's the 3 things? Can you type into the chat box, right? This one, right? Or Maslan, Celine, yeah. Yeah, you can type into the chat box, yeah. Okay, thank you. Switch and sort. Oh, thank you, Nuru. Yeah, you learned that. Okay, good. Oh, thank you. That's one, right? You learn the whole ideas of dashboard presentation, right? Yes, right. You learn the hard, you pick the hard work, right? We do the hard work already, right? It's just that another couple of things you copy and paste into this, right? You will get it done, right? Yeah. Okay, Amni, before this, right? Okay, thank you. Nash, right? You say slicer condition, disconnect, or chart as well, and data series. Yeah, thank you. Pivot table. Okay, Annie, you said that okay, you before this you know functions of using Excel, and then now you know how to learn a little more about dashboard reporting. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can create buttons, right? Yeah. Okay, thank you, Imran. Yes, thank you, Muhammad Fifi, right? Thank you, right? Aina, pivot table and slicer. Yeah, pretty simple, right? Pivot table. So now pivot table, you can see that there are more ways to do this. Yeah. So in the real world, right, the data set here, you may not be controlled by this way. This is still too uh too what too manual, right? So the data is supposed to control by Power Query, right? Now I can use either Excel or Power BI too. Oh yeah, must lie. Okay, great, right? So yeah. Thank you. That's right. How do you know this is on the red on the on the red on the YouTube? Oh, also I got you right. Okay. Yeah. Ray, you are right. I also share another one is on the Power Query, right? That was altogether we created like how many sessions, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 sessions, right? This in this National Training Week. So yeah. So we already contributed to the nation, right? Ever since the National Training Weeks are created, right? In year 2023, right? So where this little people actually look into it, right? So we contribute it, right? Yeah, this is it, right? National Training Week. So I hope that we no longer the top cost provider, right? Because more people are sharing, right? I hope that next year some of you here will be the one who share, right? So if you yeah, okay, and that's about it, right? And do connect with me, right? And if you know someone want to learn face to face, right? And you can pass these flyers to their to your friends, right? We are going to have the face-to-face data analysis and dashboard reporting, right? More than that, right? We also have the Excel functions inside to to guide you, right? In a slower way. This one is still very fast, right? Some people want it a bit slower, and maybe you say that I want to relate to my certain data set, right? So yeah, and in the full 2 days training, right, we will have another set of data for you to create the second dashboard so that you will find uh, that you will what reinforce your learning. Yeah. With that, thank you so much for attending. This is the last National Training Week 2025. If God's will, right, 2026. See you again. Bye bye. You may leave already. Yeah. Thank you. Right. Yeah. Thank you, Nash. Thank you. Thank you, Nash. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Asmi. Thank you, Aina. Right, thank you, Emily, Imran, Shelly. Very useful, learn well. Okay, thank you. Right, yeah, thank you, Aslan. Yeah, thank you. You may leave already. I'm just capture some of the learning that you learn, right? So it helped me. You have any other questions? You say. Okay. Wow, I like that, right? So please, right, Ami, right, please write this this thing right on my LinkedIn, right? So that's something if you can, right? I like to receive that, right? I would like to receive that comment, right, from you, right? Yeah. Easy, right? Yeah, you believe, right? Bye bye. Amni, I told you just now, right? You put your link over here, right? Then there are some person just now in the list, right? They are in the corporates. Okay. Uh, Data analyst, do you have any tips? Well, of course that you can right. You have a question on this. Okay. So yeah, busy. Yeah, no worry. Right. You see, right? So you want the job to be in the data analysis, right? So the best way is to showcase, right? Your customer is looking for a job related data analysis. The best way is to showcase your result, right? So like this example, I just want to show you like the dashboard. You just recreate it. Let's make sure that when people ask you how do you do it, right? You don't say that it's ChatGPT do it, right? Uh, you actually do yourself because uh humans we need higher humans because that a different situation you analyze differently, right? Oh, yeah, data analyst. Okay, Ami. Okay. The other thing will be like you can create your YouTube channel, right? Hmm, data analyst. Okay, I hope that answer you, Ami.